Who do you have in Salvador?
Oh, my whole family. I grew up out there.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna check your bag. After so many years experience, I have learned a lot. What is this?
Yeah, gorilla, yeah.
And what is orile? Oh,
Yeah, like oyster, yeah.
different cultures, different people.
Lobster.
You get more familiar with what you have in front of you. Homemade. This is homemade cheese.
Yeah.
The point that you see something different, you know that something is not right. No más plantas y no botellitas con
Sin label.
Sí, muy bien. I can be very friendly, but the minute I feel something is wrong, I'm all business. Do you have any type of food package or anything for somebody else here?
Yeah,
What you bring? Just tell me.
one package with curry in it and some spice.
Somebody sending that with you?
Yeah,
Who?
a friend sent it to his aunt.
Okay, no problem.
They will come and pick it up.
Say that again?
They will come and pick it up where I'm staying.
Iliano. Iliano. Sir, stay over here.
Where is this?
Yeah. When I broke the can, I saw a white powdery substance.
I'll take it in the back.
Go ahead. One of the things that really got my attention is the 3 cans of ackee. Ackee is a national fruit from Jamaica, and he's coming from Trinidad. Why he's bringing this here? And when I saw the white powder, I said, oh my God. I'm gonna go ahead and examine what is inside the can, see what's going on here.
Here at our facility, we're looking at a lot of packages. Finding the contraband goes back to the officer doing the exam. So the guys, they do pretty well because they take joy in trying to find the stuff. It's like trying to solve a good mystery. It's like, it's gotta be something in there. Sometimes it's nothing. And sometimes we spend an hour searching one little thing. It's just not right, but you know, they don't give up hope.
Hey, kid. What is that? They stop in line for that.
It looks like the chemical solution. So let's prep it for examination. Drug dealers, they come up with unique ways to try to smuggle their goods into the U.S., and that's one of them.
This one has Netherlands post. The claim is from Germany, but it's from Netherlands.
It could have originated in Germany and routed through the Netherlands, but you wouldn't have a Netherlands postage. So the criminals will try to do anything to mask what they're doing to get a product through. They're claiming it's bio-eco-culture oil, green is the future. Based on what we're seeing on the outside, there's something suspicious going on. The good thing about this equipment we can scan without opening the plastic, causing spillage. Gamma-butyrolactone, GBL. It's a Schedule 1 chemical class with the DEA. This chemical can be easily converted into a narcotic. So in this case, GBL can be converted into GHB. GHB is a known date rape drug. I have a young daughter, so things like this is always a concern. So this is another drug that we want to get off the streets. It's like 1.3 kilograms. We're gonna pass that information along to HSI, see what they want to do with it.
When was the last time you were there?
November.
Air China or China Eastern?
Iberia.
We have Madrid, we had one from Japan.
Specifically in LAX, we seem to apprehend a lot of women that are working in the sex trade industry.
Are you traveling alone or do you have friends on the same plane?
So we have CBP officers dedicated to targeting people engaged in sex trafficking and human trafficking.
Yeah. Orb? Operation Risky Business is when the immigration inspectors are trying to determine whether or not someone is engaged in sex trafficking.
Where are you coming from? Passport?
Very often, passengers can be promised an opportunity to come to the United States, and eventually, through blackmail or a series of debts, they end up working as a sex worker, either voluntarily or involuntarily.
Where are you going?
Los Angeles
For what purpose?
for a holiday.
What do you do for work?
What?
What do you do for work?
No, for like in Italy, I
Yeah.
design jewelry.
Jewelry?
Yeah.
You usually come around the same time? You were here April 28th last year.
Yes, the same time.
You know anybody here in the U.S.?
Yeah, there is a friend of mine who lives in here,
Male or female?
female.
What does she do for work?
She studies next to school.
What do you think?
Okay, so her
It's
friend's
a
a
female
student?
friend and it's a student. That's what she claims.
Okay. What city is she going to?
LA.
Of course.
I think it's weird that she comes around the same time.
Officer Pacheco noticed some behavioral inconsistencies with the young lady from Italy.
It's possible or B.
So we'll move forward with our inspection and continue looking for other information.
Just wait right there. He'll call you right now, okay? Thank you.
How you doing, ma'am?
Hello.
Hi. Are you traveling with anybody else today?
No.
No? Just you? Could you step over here for a second, please? Do you have your passport, please?
Yes.
I saw you before, and I said, please, not to me.
I happened to notice that there was another young lady a little farther down the line that was actively avoiding any kind of eye contact. What kind of work do you do?
This last year, like traveling agent.
Do you have any kind of company ID for that?
Not here.
No? Okay.
Not here.
The young lady claimed to be a travel agent. One of the more popular answers for an established sex worker, she's got extensive travel.
What country?
Lots of them.
Come on over with us.
Just right over here, please. The second traveler definitely had red flags, so we're going to take her and the first young lady into the admissibility review unit to determine whether or not they are, in fact, able to enter the country.
Now that we have the person secure, I'm going to proceed to test the substance that I saw inside the cans.
Careful.
It's supposed to be ackee. Ackee is a yellow fruit. It's supposed to be liquid inside. But when I probed the can, I saw a white powdery substance. Voila, positive for cocaine. Look. All three. If you feel this, it feels funny. And if you shake it, you're not gonna hear any water in there. This drug organization, they're very creative. You're not gonna see every time the same concealment. It doesn't work that way. They wanna confuse us. Everything gotta be double checked. That's why when you look in our patient's back, you gotta open everything. Sorry? Are you okay? Are you listening right now? Okay, I understand that you're going through something right now, but we have to focus on what we're doing here, okay? I'm gonna explain you, I'm gonna give you more information later on, but right now, I place you under arrest for the importation of narcotics into the United States. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, but oh God, Lord, I did not.
You're gonna have time to explain yourself, but please, right now you're under arrest. Now that we know what type of narcotics the passenger is bringing, we're gonna go ahead and contact the Homeland Security investigators. If you want to cooperate with them, that's up to you. Do you understand? Because you know this is serious here, right? And right now you're in a situation.
Number 6.
Hello again. Okay.
We have the authority to look through your phone while you're in inspection, okay?
Any person entering the United States, they are all subject to an admissibility inspection. That includes the cell phones of the young ladies.
When did you book your trip?
3 days ago.
3 days ago. Why so sudden? Usually if I'm gonna travel somewhere, I plan my tickets and my trips like a month before.
Because I work for this company and they asked me to go to Milan, also last minute, then I can't decide before.
So you're like a tour leader?
Something like that. I'm in charge of going to the places. The people arrive there. I send it to the hotels.
Okay. Anytime there's an inconsistency, we try to get a more complete story out of the subject and determine whether or not they were, in fact, able to enter the country.
It's done, the company.
So you're not doing it anymore?
No, that's
Okay.
why now I want to transfer to Italy and start something there.
Okay.
And then you said you have more friends here. Male friends? When did you meet him, you said?
Last year.
Do you keep in touch with him over phone?
Yes, I come in there, yes, okay, we can see each other.
There you go. Just check out at the front desk, okay? She had a lot of pictures of her jewelry, and she had a lot of orders as well on the side. So to me, it seemed like she was legitimate.
The second passenger, her passport showed rather consistent international travel. None is particularly recent. Only one of them is to a party town. Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead and show this to the officer at the desk, and he'll let you out.
Okay.
They're not up to anything that is prohibited, so they're both free to go.
That's just how it is. We're just picking and choosing, and if it's not there, it's not there. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Afternoon, guys. How are you? We got approximately 1.3 kilograms of GBL that CBP in Miami intercepted. The bottles that you guys see in the middle, those bottles are the ones that contain the GBL. We are not going to be delivering those. They've been replaced with the little bottles of baby oil, just in case the package goes mobile. The individual that we're delivering to is a white male, approximately in his late 30s. This individual, he works out. He's pretty much got like a 10-pack. He's a big fella. So obviously, the entry team, when we go in, we want to proceed with caution. Once the subject accepts delivery of the package, we'll go ahead and have our designated entry team make entry on the apartment, secure the subject, and then we'll go ahead and conduct a search of the premises. Any questions, comments, concerns? So remember, guys, safety is paramount. Make sure you have all your vest gear. We'll see you guys out there. GBL, it's commonly known as the date rape drug. South Florida, there's a lot of beach parties and whatnot, and we have had males and females drugged with GBL for sexual assaults. For us, it's highly important to take a drug like GBL off the street.
Tell me the breakdown for the money.
Okay. 5 100s.
This is Special Agent Patrick. The time is 10:13. Can I give this to you? Did you know what was in there? No. No? Okay. Who asked you to bring that over there, if anybody? Did you bring that over yourself? Did you just...
No, one of my customers.
And who's he to you?
I don't know. Just one of my customers.
So far, what we know about the perp is that he was traveling from Trinidad, where he resides, and owns a store. Did he give you any compensation for that?
No.
He didn't pay you?
No.
Okay. This guy's in serious trouble right now. He has a large amount of cocaine that came in on his luggage. Right now, it's all his, and that's all we know. But there's always more to it than that. He asked you to bring those over.
For his aunt.
For his aunt?
Yeah.
And who's his aunt?
I don't know.
You wanted to get those cans to the aunt, right?
Yeah.
Have you called her yet?
No, I don't have the number. I have to call him.
If we can get him to talk to the individual from Trinidad, we can use that to lead us into catching the next big fish, much bigger targets that we have in these drug trafficking organizations. So far for me, there's some red flags that are being raised here. I think you know more than you might be telling me.
No.
There's a lot of phone calls back and forth.
Yeah, because last night I did phone him and tell him I'd check in.
Listen, I'm not here to try and haul you off to jail. I'm not here to snap my fingers and say, haha, gotcha. I'm really not interested in you, to be honest. Maybe you've done this before. Maybe you don't ask what's in the package.
No.
I'm not even trying to get you to say you did something before. What I am trying to do is figure out what happened today with this and who's coming to get it, because if I can get onto them,
I want you to get it.
I want to get onto them too. I'm glad you want me to. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, your guy in Trinidad, he doesn't care about you.
Use this opportunity that you have now to help yourself. Because we want to help you.
Yeah.
You're not a bad guy.
Let me ask you this. How are you going to give it to his aunt?
When I get to my brother's place, I'm supposed to call him, and he will send somebody there to pick it up.
So she's supposed to meet you at your brother's place, not the airport?
Not the airport.
Does he know your brother's address?
No.
It could be any address.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy in Trinidad, he doesn't know where the brother lives. So we might randomly pick an address around this area and say, hey, I'm at my brother's house. Come on, pick up your drugs. And we might actually do this.
The purpose being cooperative with us, which does help us figure out the truth of what's going on here. This isn't the only person involved. This is someone's product. This is someone's money, and it's being pushed into the U.S., and there's going to be other people that are going to have to take responsibility for what happened. We'll see what we can do, okay? All right.
Number 4?
Number 5.
This is your second visa for the United States?
Yeah. Cashier, or you sell products? What do you do?
Got everything? Just follow that young lady there.
Of which country are you a citizen or national?
Australia.
What is your marital status?
So, my fiance in Colorado, we did a ceremony where we got Islamically married in September.
How did you first meet?
It was through Instagram, and then we just started talking, and then he flew down, and then he came to see me.
What is this occupation?
Personal trainer, and I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble saying this, but he has sold a bit of weed in the past, but in Colorado, where I'm legal and things. But that's not an occupation. And this is something else. I just want to get caught up with it.
Have you ever used any controlled substance?
Ever?
Never.
I've smoked weed. But in Colorado, where it's not controlled.
Are you applying for admission into the United States under the visa waiver program today?
The ESTA thing?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I applied for.
When you did that electronic application, it asks you on there if you use any controlled substances. So you've signed off on that saying that you're going to adhere to those laws while you're here. And unfortunately, and obviously, you haven't.
Isn't it legal here too to smoke weed?
Right, but it's a state's issue at this point. Federally, we still consider it illegal.
Oh my God, I was in Colorado. I smoked once. I didn't know I wasn't allowed to.
Totally understand, but that applies to U.S. citizens.
Anything that has to do with immigration, that's going to fall under federal law.
I had
Under
no
federal
idea.
law. Yeah, I understand.
That's
Even though marijuana use in Colorado might be totally legal, the fact of the matter is it's still against federal laws. And obviously, because we're a federal law enforcement agency, we're going to enforce federal laws.
Do you have any pending petitions filed on your behalf to live or work in the United States?
well, that's the thing I don't know, because my fiance told me he hasn't filed it. It's just been filled out and not filed whatsoever.
Do you have a screenshot on it on this phone or anything?
It's in the email.
In emails? Okay, we'll do it then.
This is my fiance's phone that I'm using.
This is or was?
It was.
Under Border Search Authority, CBP maintains the right to look through people's cell phones and laptops. We're going to check her phone for conversations between her and her potential fiance to establish exactly what her intent for coming to the United States is.
So we're going to take a quick break, and then I'll call you back in.
Man, you can smell
Yeah, it reeks.
We can try and turn it upside down and cut the bottom and push it through.
Yeah. It's actually still like brick in there. There it goes.
Look at that, huh?
Is this gonna be a good weight?
All right.
$1.3 kilograms with a street value of $64,000. That's a good weight that I put out of the street.
There you go. Huh?
He didn't say about any times, any pickup times or anything.
No, he said today.
Did he say if a guy or a girl is coming?
No, it is.
The passenger at this time is being cooperative.
22 we called back. The control the address.
So when this individual calls from Trinidad, we're gonna have him talk to that person so that we can go ahead and snatch up whoever this stuff is supposed to go to.
This is the only entrance in or out?
I believe so, yeah, because to the north there's a wall.
We're about to get on the move.
All right, 10-4. Okay, we're live audio on the UC. Stand by. We're gonna have the undercover operative under a ruse, plainclothes, walk up, knock on the door, and pretend that there was a misdelivery to a different apartment.
Here he comes. He's walking down the hallway.
All right, UC just knocked at the door. All right, UC just knocked again. All right, somebody just answered. Stand by. Somebody just answered. All right. Subject accepted partial. Subject accepted partial. Package is in play. Package is in play. We got the UC walking back toward the main hallway. Stand by. We'll advise as soon as he clears the area. UC is in the clear. We're good to go.
He only opened the door like 3 inches. He said he was sleeping. He accepted the package and he shut the door.
The subject is home. He accepted delivery of the package, and now it's just a waiting game. We wait to give the person the opportunity to break into the package. So when we go in, we catch him with the hand in the cookie jar.
No, I just meet them by the corner and hand them a package or whatsoever. Then they just phone me and I go just walk out. So just give them my number, tell me what car they driving or whatsoever. Okay. You put it back soon then. Yeah, okay then. Yeah, okay.
Were you able to get like a description, like the way the car looked or anything like that? All right. So maybe when he calls back. The individual from Trinidad, there's someone coming to pick up the drugs, and he'll call him when that person's coming. So we're gonna let this whole thing play out and see if we can't get our hands on the individual that's coming to pick up the drugs.
All right, guys, we have 4 PD units on the block already. They'll do the initial takedown. We're gonna have the cooperator with you in the car. You're 100% responsible for a cooperator.
When we're conducting a controlled delivery where we're actually going to be bringing the perp out with us, the safety of the perpetrator is one of our main concerns, just as much as the safety of any other agent or law enforcement personnel on the scene.
And the meet should take place around here, but say the guys get mobile, we want to be able to cut it off here and then cut it off here, so there's nowhere to go. So as soon as he arrives, we can just pounce him and get him. We don't have to allow this elaborate face-to-face meeting to take place. So stay tactically sharp and stay safe. Let's do it.
All right.
From here, we're gonna go to 7-Eleven. We'll go in and get the cans and give them to you guys at the service station so we don't have to meet up on set. All right.
Right now, we have a plan in place as far as the controlled delivery goes. We're gonna get our cans from 7-Eleven so that we have something to present to the person that's gonna come pick up the drugs. We also have NYPD that's moving out to secure an area that we're gonna use the drugs to be delivered to. We're gonna see who shows up, and we're gonna take them down.
Hey, Chief. This stuff in her phone.
Oh, wow. Drugs, money, and guns. There's a lot more going on than we thought. We were going with the intent that she was coming to live and work here without authorization. We looked at her phone because she had said that she had an application for lawful permanent residency status on it. These pictures, are we able to blow them up, especially the one with the money and the weapons? But upon further inspection, we found pictures of drug paraphernalia, we found money, we found guns, and it appeared like her fiance was attempting to smuggle those things or been selling those things in the United States. Have you asked her about any of these pictures yet?
No.
Okay, so now might be a good time to contact Homeland Security Investigations. Let them see the pictures so they can pursue an investigation potentially against the fiance.
Be ready if the subject for some reason leaves the apartment and we do not see a package in hand. We're going to go ahead and take him into custody as he approaches his vehicle. You guys can start moving into the stairwell. No change on the residence, no change. Our entry team's getting ready to move into position to go into the premises. Anytime we're going into an apartment or house, there's a lot of unknowns, so that's where we gotta gear up and prepare for the worst and run scenarios in your head. And that's basically what our entry team's doing right now. Entry team, be advised, we got a bystander walking by on the 4th level.
10-4.
Hang on, he's coming out. Subject just came out of the apartment. He's wearing a black ball cap, white shirt, dark shorts. He's making his way to the elevator. Looks like we're gonna have to take him at the vehicle. Okay, subject's coming out. Subject coming out, approaching the vehicle. Go ahead, guys.
Stop right there! Put your hands up!
Subject just came out of the apartment. Okay, subject coming out. Subject coming out, approaching the vehicle. Go ahead, guys.
Stop right there! Put your hands up! On your stomach! On your stomach!
I'm gonna roll you to this side. I'm gonna sit you on your butt, all right? 1, 2, 3.
We just executed the arrest of the subject that we delivered a package to.
Is there anybody else in your residence? No.
We'll go ahead and execute the federal search warrant on the premises, see if we can find additional evidence, and hopefully interview him, and he'll want to cooperate with us. All right, let's do the apartment. Let's go.
Police search warrant! Police search warrant! Police. Police coming in.
Team, make an entry now. Stand by. All right, 10-4. Let's run the dog. We're gonna run a canine, see if we find any additional contraband. We're searching for any additional evidence that we'll prosecute the subject with.
Talk clear.
Okay. At the end of the day, we got the job done. Took a bad guy off the street, took drugs off the street, and everybody's going home safely.
Right now, we're going over to Jamaica, New York. We have an address that we've selected that's going to be advantageous to us, and that's going to be where everyone's set up to see if this international drug receiving coordination, if it's going to go down or not. This is good because we'll be able to get direct players involved. The key is to make sure that they don't think anything other than a normal drug transaction is occurring, as far as someone bringing drugs into a country, them going somewhere to pick it up. You know, we want to keep everything completely normal, and that's how we get to them. It's just a matter of who's coming over. That part we don't know yet, but I think definitely someone's going to show up. So I'm going to get us about a block away or so and coordinate from there. Let's see if it goes. Best case scenario is that someone shows up and the conversation between all parties goes correctly. If we can talk to the intended recipient for this drug transaction, then hopefully we can get even further when it comes to taking something off the street.
All right, guys, be advised, everything is live. We have our cooperator on set and we're monitoring calls.
So the house is about 1 block away to our right where we're sitting. But the individual could pass by us. They could circle the block. They could weave in and out. You know, they could do whatever ritual they have it is to get the paranoia off their backs that they're coming to pick up almost 1.5 kilos of cocaine.
Cooperator has made contact with the recipient, indicated that he's on set, he's ready. Recipient said that she will be here soon. Cooperator feels that the recipient is close. Copy?
Okay. We just got word that the person that's coming to pick up the drugs is getting close. We aren't able to see what she looks like. We don't know her name. But this amount of drugs involved, There's a strong history in times like this where guns are also involved. I don't like this car that just rolled out. I don't like this car that just rolled out. But we'll see what happens. We're still currently waiting on the female. From what we could tell, she's actually coordinating still with the individual in Trinidad that is talking to our cooperator. He's seemingly giving her directions over here. And we're hoping that she makes herself more known than not once she gets into the area.
Hey, there's a male and a female driving down in a silver Toyota Camry, older model. Stand by.
The hardest part about being patient is that you have to spend energy being patient because you can't get complacent. You have to stay alert. You have to watch every car that goes by, every individual.
Somebody's pulling out. Older female. Looks like she has some kids in the back. Not related, I would say for now. Break, guys. Several attempts have been made to reach out to the recipient. Negative results. We're breaking it down for now.
Wow.
Reconvene back at the office. CD terminated. Copy?
Copy. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. It seems like communication's kind of fallen off. So they're going to go ahead and try and reconvene, see if they can't reach back out to the person. You know, it could be a misunderstanding. We could be right back out here in an hour. We don't know. So we'll see what happens.
So this was actually the boyfriend's phone. He gave it to her like 2 months ago. So everything prior to 2 months ago would be from him.
It happens a lot that CBP will contact us and give us information on prospective drug smugglers.
There's actually a text, someone texting him, asking him if he had Molly, and he said, yeah. So obviously he was selling more than just marijuana.
We'll definitely follow up on the drug questions and take it from here.
Okay.
Bring her down. So do you know his occupation back home?
Yeah, like personal trainer or whatever else he does.
So have you ever known him to sell any controlled substances?
No.
What about all the pictures that were on his phone? The money, the cash?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the money's probably just dollar bills behind it. It's probably not even his. The videos are probably not even his, probably his friends.
It is, I mean, you have to admit, it is kind of unusual to have that kind of money in pictures. And especially
honestly, I've bundled up one myself. It's 100, the rest is like 1s or 5s. It's just to like look cool, I guess. His friends do it, they all take Snapchats of it. That's probably what he's done.
He does have some text messages in there that are referencing selling drugs or narcotics. There's some that he calls Molly. Is that something you've seen? I mean,
I've never seen it.
What do you make about that?
No. I've never seen. I haven't gone through his messages. I've never seen them, but I know he's like bought weed in the past. But I've smoked some of that weed, and like in Colorado, the amount he bought I assumed was legal anyways because he told me it was legal. So I just kind of assumed it. I have seen the videos you're talking about, but I just assumed they're from his friend's factory that he has, and he grows and then ships them out to dispensaries.
What about the firearms?
Oh, he has a few in his house, but they're legal, right? Like handguns and stuff. He tries to look cool. You gotta understand. He tries to really, put it out there and send it to celebrities, just as all his friends do. But I assume all the firearms were legal and none were illegal ones.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
He is a seller in Colorado, and his friend has a dispensary.
Okay, so totally legal. What about all the cash and the guns?
Well, she's saying that the cash
I mean,
was...
everything's staged. You know what I mean? For
Yeah, it was
like
basically
Instagram
for the
photos.
cameras.
You know,
It was
it's like a show.
$100.
Okay,
We're good to go.
right on, thank you.
Thank you.
HSI decided not to pursue a criminal investigation against the passenger or her fiance, but even though marijuana use in Colorado might be totally legal, the fact of the matter is it's still against federal laws. So because she was a marijuana user, we determined that she needed to be refused admission into the United States under the visa waiver program. You're just gonna wait for your flight. All right, thank you. Unfortunately, she just came off of a long flight from Australia, and because we've had to visa waiver refuse her, she's gonna have a really long flight back.
The individual that we've been having our cooperator talk to that seems to be orchestrating this whole thing, he stopped answering his phone. So at this time, we're gonna kind of stop where we're at, and we're gonna turn custody of our cooperator over to NYPD for further investigation. So the 1.3 kilograms that was seized this morning is going to be headed over to the district attorney's office to be further prosecuted. Everything was put in the cardboard box. Even though this individual helped us out right now, we can't make any promises. He's looking at a steep felony right off the bat. But if he can help us get to the next step, then maybe he can help himself out down the road as far as us being able to say, hey, look, this guy went ahead and tried to make sure that we had all the information we needed to get to the truth that day.
I think that there's always going to be drug trafficking occurring in some way, shape, or form. If you ask me, is there an end in sight? I'm going to tell you no. But if we stop and let it all flow, it's going to be a lot worse. So it's very important that we keep doing what we're doing as far as HSI is concerned and as far as protecting everything that comes in at our borders.